Listen, so their policy is you can't record in here.
You're NYP now? You NYPD now?
Always been. Listen,
no.
You have to leave because you're not allowed to record in here.
You want to read their policies?
Their policies that you cannot record in here.
The first line.
Their staff is asking us to remove you, and they... I don't remember you. I
remember you.
Oh, that's nice. I hope you like me. Time to go. All right?
Why would I need to leave? I have a right to be here, and I'm conducting business.
No, you're not conducting business. And the thing is that you have to go through...
Read the policy. Right there. I'm handing it to you.
He told me.
Who is he?
The security guard. The head security guard said that you need to leave, and they have a right to kick you out.
Photography and photocopying policy, right? I'm going to read it to you because if you violate my rights, you can't say that you didn't know.
That's our job.
It's no negotiation. It's no.
So you could just ask anybody to leave a public building just because.
Yes.
They want you to.
They
what
said
if I was
complaints from every staff member on every single floor that you're recording them and you're being a nuisance, and you're not allowed to do that inside.
How
the
am I being a
library.
nuisance?
You have to leave.
How am I being a nuisance?
You are recording them and you are not allowed to do that inside.
So photography is a nuisance?
Sir,
can I speak to your supervisor, please?
They can't record you, right? You willing to? Nope. All right.
Read this. Handheld cameras are permitted.
Listen.
First line. Handheld cameras are permitted. This is their rules.
You have to.
Why?
Why? Because you are not allowed.
What crime am I committing?
You're not part of any media. You do not have prior permission to record in here. You now have to leave.
I do have permission.
Step out civilly.
I want to speak to your supervisor.
No problem. He's going to tell you the same thing.
No, he's not.
Tell you.
He's going to honor his oath to the Constitution.
Let's make it bad.
I don't want to deal with you because I already got you on camera.
Go ahead.
Cursing me out, so I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. I'd rather deal with somebody that I never had contact with. Because right now it seems like retaliation.
All right, guys, buckle in, because what you're about to witness will test your patience to the limit. This isn't just another public encounter, it's a raw look at how easily authority can twist policy to silence truth. It begins like any other audit, calm, polite, and by the book, as the auditor walks into a New York public library with a camera rolling, simply documenting a public space funded by taxpayers. But within minutes, things take a sharp turn. Officers arrive not because of a crime, but because recording makes staff uncomfortable. That single word becomes their entire justification, and what follows is a shocking display of arrogance, with policies wielded like weapons against constitutional rights.
You didn't investigate at all. You didn't do no investigation. You just went off of his word, right? Why are you asking me to leave a public place I have a right to be?
They want you to leave, so you gotta leave.
Okay, what if they wanted me to smack myself? I gotta smack myself?
No, that's different.
Right. I have a right to be here just like everybody else. I'm not being disorderly. I'm walking around peacefully recording. The public workers. Can I record you? Can I record you? So why can't I record the city workers?
They're not city workers.
They work. New York is funded.
They're security guards.
The public library is funded by tax dollars.
You record me all you want.
I can record government workers in the course of their duty. Read case law. You need to read case law because you enforce the law.
My job right now
is
to get you out of this building.
Why? What crime did I commit?
They don't want you in here.
Why would they ask me to leave?
You're being disorderly. You're being a nuisance, and now you have other people watching.
How am I being a nuisance? How?
By
simply recording?
They asked you to stop recording.
They never asked me to leave. They never asked me to leave.
Because I can ask him and he can say the opposite.
I have on camera. Have you guys ever asked me to leave since I've been here? Have you asked me to leave? Have you asked me to leave since I've been here? Nope. First thing they said when I came in the building was you can record.
Listen, you can hang out here, wait.
I'm going to wait for your supervisor.
My lieutenant's going to be here.
Why not honor your oath? Why not protect my rights?
I'm honoring my oath.
I'm in a public building.
These nice men called me here, and they called us to escort you out of this building, and that's as far as I'm concerned with
Why would you escort me out the building?
We don't continue any more conversation.
You escort me out if I'm being disorderly, if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I'm impeding business.
They said you were not allowed to record.
Can I finish my sentence?
Can
I finish my sentence?
From the very start, the officer's tone makes everything clear. There's no room for negotiation or logic, only control. The auditor calmly reads the library's own posted rules aloud, pointing out that handheld cameras are permitted, yet the officer ignores this entirely and demands he leave immediately. The irony is glaring. They're enforcing rules they haven't even bothered to read. The man isn't yelling or interfering with anyone, he's simply standing there, quietly filming. Still, that alone becomes their excuse to act. When he asks to speak with a supervisor, they label it disorderly conduct. What's unfolding here isn't about maintaining peace, it's about suppressing accountability. The officer's voice grows firm, almost robotic, repeating, "You have to leave," like a script, a chilling echo of blind obedience.
And that's what they've asked.
Right, you work for me. You work for me.
I also work for them.
Work for me.
So you understand that, right?
And they're not exercising their rights. I am.
Yeah, no,
peacefully.
They are peacefully asking us to escort you out.
For what crime?
You're not allowed to record in here.
He just said I was. And it says right here on their policies. Read their policies.
He actually just said you weren't allowed to record in here.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen, he's the head security guard as far as I'm
concerned.
Read their policy.
And we were asked to escort you out. Read their policy.
I don't need to read their policy.
So I'm not violating their policy, so why would you ask me to leave?
I abide by what the security
And I'm not
guards
breaking
say.
the law.
Listen, this is a civil matter, and
I don't want to talk to you no more
lieutenant's
because
on his way.
this is retaliation. You're trying to retaliate against me
Retaliate for what?
because I recorded you before. So
I don't remember you ever.
I remember you. You work at Midtown South, right?
It's on my press bar.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I already know.
It's right here.
If I was somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I was cursing people, if I was being disorderly,
Listen, I'm just here to explain
every time I
what
talk,
they
you
ask
cut
you.
me off.
Listen, like you said, you
Me
don't wanna
simply
speak, then don't
recording,
speak.
me recording is not a disorder. Is not a disturbance.
You're being a disturbance to these people. They
How?
asked you to leave. I don't know.
Because they don't like what I'm doing. What if they didn't like my shirt?
really-
What if they didn't like my religion? You're gonna escort
is
me out
your
of a public
religion getting
building?
involved? This is
Because
just
it's
about
a
you recording
right.
inside
It's
the
called,
library.
it's called freedom of religion. So if I was praying
The staff
here,
has asked you to leave.
ma'am,
I don't know what more you want me to say.
if I was
to do.
praying in this library and they didn't like that I was my religion, they wanted me out because I was praying. You gonna enforce their feelings, or do I have freedom of religion?
Are you praying right now?
I wanted to.
So
I came to this library for
go
multiple
ahead and
reasons.
pray.
You want to ask me to leave while I'm praying because they don't like my religion?
What is going on right there? We didn't find you praying.
I'm
You're
going to
here
pray before I
people.
leave.
You're being a nuisance, he insists, twisting peaceful recording into something sinister. The exchange exposes something deeper, a complete misunderstanding of the Constitution by those sworn to uphold it. Every calm, measured word from the citizen is met with growing frustration from the officers. When logic fails, they retreat behind policy, treating it as if it were sacred law. But policy ends where the Constitution begins, and that's a line they seem to have forgotten. The debate takes a powerful turn when the auditor draws a comparison to religion. If they didn't like my religion, would you force me out for praying? The officer has no answer. His silence says everything. It's a moment that reveals the danger of letting emotion rule authority. What began as a camera in hand becomes a test of freedom itself, speech, religion, and expression all crumbling under the excuse of comfort. The man isn't causing a scene, he's defending a principle. Yet the very officers meant to protect liberty stand as its greatest obstacle, their badges becoming barriers between the people and their own rights.
I came here to conduct business.
The only way
I came here to utilize the library for its purposes.
The only way I'm leaving here right now is if my lieutenant tells me you can stay.
Why wouldn't I be able to stay? I'm not being disorderly. All I'm doing is walking around quietly recording the New York City public workers, which I have a right to do. I can record the government while you're at work.
You'll see what my lieutenant says, okay? How about that? Deal? And then
Sure,
if
that's why I
you're
asked
good-
for him.
And if you're good to stay, then I'll leave.
The
No problem.
Constitution and the law says I'm okay.
Constitution has
What
nothing
you
to do
swore an
with
oath
this
to do.
library. No.
What does the Constitution have to do with?
Business.
Does the Constitution have to do with your job?
Oh. This is.
Does the
maybe
Constitution have to do with your job?
This has nothing to do with the Constitution. This
It does
is
for
just
me.
us asking
It does
you to
for
leave
me.
Because they said you're being disorderly, and they're not comfortable with you recording
you
inside
wanna-
here, and they said that you're not allowed to record inside here. We don't
Read
have
their
to.
policies. Read it. Read the first line. Read the first bulletin.
They just gave this to me. That last bullet point says
Let me
no
see.
photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken.
That's what.
Okay,
they're
they work for the
about.
government. There's case law that I can
doesn't
record
matter.
them.
It doesn't
That's part of their
matter.
policy,
That's what we're
and they
here
don't
to
wanna be
explain to you.
recorded.
They said that the staff members don't want you recording.
Okay, I'm still not committing a crime. I have a right to be in a public
And they
building.
have the right to escort you out,
Why would they do that if I'm conducting business?
but you're not anymore. They're asking you to
I
stop.
am though, because I still have to
If you
file
wanna stay in
complaints.
this- if you wanna stay in
I
this
still have to
library,
file
you have to
complaints.
stop, though.
I still have to file complaints, and I still have to do a FOIA request.
You want?
And I still want to pray before I leave.
How do you file a complaint?
On the first floor.
First,
Circulation desk, they'll hand them a piece of paper and they'll
do you want to go to the first floor?
I was going there before you guys came.
Well, listen, I have no problem you filing a complaint.
If I was committing a crime, then you
Now
have,
the lieutenant is called, and for a moment, hope flickers that reason might finally step in. Instead, the confusion only deepens. Even after being shown written proof that filming is allowed, the officers double down, branding his stance as disorderly, a word they've completely drained of meaning. The auditor remains calm, reminding them that their oath isn't to policy, but to the Constitution, the supreme law of the land. His voice grows firmer, passion threading through every sentence. You swore to protect my rights, not the library's feelings. What he gets in return are blank stares. They refuse to see what's right in front of them, that standing in a public building with a camera isn't a crime. It's a right.
to escort me out.
They're just
This
trying
is a
to
public
enforce their
building.
policy. This
You
is
cannot put
literally
policy
what
over
showing
law.
it to you.
You cannot put policy over law. What if the policy say no black people? You want to enforce that?
That's
You
not
can't
their
put policy over law.
That's not going to happen.
The,
and
the
that's
government
not their
can't
policy.
make the government
Listen,
can't
you
make
wanna
policies
a-
that
you
violate the
wanna
law
make- you wanna
or
go
the
make a complaint
Constitution.
Right now? 'Cause we'll walk
Yeah,
down
I'm
and
going
pick
there.
them up.
You put policy over law? Since when? Fuck out of here. I recorded libraries in every 5 boroughs, all 5 boroughs. And it's not a problem because it's not against the law. You swore to protect my rights. You're supposed to come here and enforce the law, not their policy.
This floor? One more floor?
Am I being detained?
No, you're not in cuffs. No, you're not.
So I'm free. So I'm free.
No, you
Am I
have
being
to leave.
detained?
You have to leave.
Am I
Being
detained for a
means-
crime?
Being detained means you're being stopped and you're under investigation.
Am I being detained for a
You have to
crime?
leave. I just explained to you not being detained. You do
All right, then, so that means I'm
Are you
free,
listening
right?
to anything she's
You're not
I feel like
listening
she's
to
explaining things
Am I
clear to you,
detained
and you're
for a
like
crime?
doing the runaround.
Come on.
Am I detained for a crime?
We're gonna go downstairs and you can make a complaint.
You can go wherever you want. I'm free. I'm not detained.
We are going downstairs and you can either leave or you can go make a complaint. They don't want you in here. They have a right to not have you in here. If you want to take that up civilly, go right ahead and you can make a complaint and start that process.
The conversation spirals as the officers cling tighter to their rulebook. One cop even admits this has nothing to do with the Constitution, and there it is, the root of the problem. They've become enforcers of comfort, not defenders of law. The auditor reminds them again and again, policy cannot override freedom. If a policy banned a group of people, would you enforce that too? The silence that follows speaks louder than any law book. Every second of footage captures a truth the public needs to see. Too many officers have forgotten who they serve. What unfolds becomes less about one man with a camera and more about a nation struggling to remember its own principles.
However, their policy says right here, no.
I don't care about their policy, bro. I don't care about their policy, bro. I'm not breaking the law.
What you're doing in here,
I'm not breaking the law.
No,
they don't. No, they don't.
You're violating the
No, they
staff
don't.
members.
I have a constitutional right to record in public. It's called the First Amendment. It's called the First Amendment. You know what the Constitution is? The highest law of the land. You can't put a fucking library's policy over the Constitution. Are you crazy? You swore over to the Constitution. You didn't swear over to the library's policy. And if they deny me public services, I'm gonna sue them. If you violate my rights, I'm gonna sue you. You ain't swear over to the library's policy. You forgot what your oath is to? The Constitution. Smug ass. Took an oath for what? Where's your lieutenant at so I can speak to him?
He's on his way. He's on another job.
He probably has more pressing matters than somebody exercising their rights in a public building. Listen, what? Are you gonna honor your oath?
It is what it is. I'm
So what
honoring
is
my
it?
oath. They
No,
asked
it's
me to
not.
escort you out.
Let me
Right
ask you a
here,
question.
You violated their policy.
Let me
Yes
ask you
or
a
no?
question. Can you put that
Yes
policy
or
over the
no?
law?
Did you not violate their policy that's right here?
What's higher, that policy or their law?
This is their right. This is their building. This is their
This is our building. It's the people's building.
Their establishment,
It's a people's
and they have
building.
a right to escort
It's
you
a
out.
public
Now,
building.
I'm here to do this civilly,
I pay
and I don't wanna
taxes to
force
be in
you
this
out of here,
building.
okay? My lieutenant's pulling up. Is that him right there?
As the minutes drag on, frustration thickens the air. The officers claim that photographing staff is a crime, a statement so false it borders on the absurd. The auditor challenges them at every turn, demanding they name the law he's supposedly breaking. They can't. Though he's cornered and surrounded, he remains completely in control, his knowledge dismantling each weak excuse they offer. Still, they press on, not because he's wrong, but because backing down would mean admitting ignorance. You can't put policy over the Constitution, he says with unwavering conviction, fully aware of what's at stake. Nearby, the lieutenant stands in silence, watching the integrity of his oath unravel in real time.
Well, he could come find me.
That's not him. That's traffic with the lights on.
You put policy over law?
I'm putting them right now.
Of course you do.
This is my job.
Of course you do.
This is
Of
what I'm
course.
here for.
Your job is to
Do you
enforce the
wanna
law.
go? Do you want to make a complaint?
Your job is to enforce the law. Is there a law being broken right
Do you
now?
want to come?
What law am I breaking?
Do you want to make a complaint?
Yeah,
Walk away
don't.
from my
Yeah, avoid that
lieutenant?
question.
Come on.
Avoid that question. What law am I
I've
breaking?
already answered you multiple times.
What
You're
law am I
being
breaking?
disorderly. You're not
How?
under arrest. You
How
are
am
not
I
under
being
arrest.
disorderly, ma'am?
Because you're violating
recording?
their policy.
Photography
right here,
isn't a
right
crime
here.
in
Look,
public.
No photographs of the staff, other
Photography
researchers,
isn't
or
a
certain
crime in
rooms may
public,
be taken.
and you can't turn photography into.
Why'd you show us that piece
You
of paper?
can't
Now
turn
that we-
photography
now that
into
we
a
pointed
crime.
that out, now it doesn't
You
matter.
can't
Now
to
the
show
piece
you
of paper
how
means nothing.
because I record in libraries all over the city.
You're contradicting
because I have the
yourself.
right to.
You're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm following the law.
Yes, you are.
The law that you swore to protect. You enforce the law. You
That's
enforce
what we're
policies.
doing.
So
That's
what
what
law am I
we're doing our
breaking?
job.
What law am I
breaking
breaking?
disorderly.
How? By
Oh, the
recording?
lieutenant is right here.
Okay. Is he going to help me file my complaint?
He keeps saying he's violating his rights, that we're violating his rights because he's clearly breaking their policy that says no photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken. And he's saying we're violating his constitutional right that he's allowed to record in here, and their policy doesn't matter. And he requested you because
How you
we're
doing?
violating his rights.
All right.
Well, this is what I said. I said you can't put their library policy over the law. I'm not breaking the law, which means I have a right to be here. It's a public building.
Okay.
My taxes fund this building. Do I not have a right to be here?
Okay.
Finally, after endless back and forth, the order comes down: leave or face prosecution. No law has been broken, no complaint filed, just feelings dressed up as authority. The auditor calmly gathers their names and badge numbers, knowing the camera has already captured everything that matters. What began as a peaceful visit ends as yet another example of how easily citizens can be stripped of their rights in plain sight. As he walks away, disbelief lingers in his voice. He knows this was never just about him, it's about everyone who dares to hold power accountable and is punished for it.
Is that the library doesn't want you at this location?
Why? Because I'm exercising my rights in public? I'm conducting business in this building, and once I finish my business, I was going to leave.
I know, they don't want you here anymore.
I have to file a complaint. I have the right to redress my government.
I know, but you have to do that. You can probably file a complaint outside, but you have to leave. They don't want you here.
Am I breaking the law?
Well,
Nobody asked me to leave. You guys are the first person that came up to me.
you have to leave.
So if I don't leave, I'm going to get arrested?
Well, yeah.
I need to hear you say that. If I don't leave this building, what's going to happen?
They're going to prosecute you.
You're going to arrest me?
No, the New York City Public Library is going to prosecute you.
Okay, so I have a reasonable amount of time to leave, don't I?
We're actually now. Can you please leave?
Okay, I can't leave through that way. I got to leave through this way.
Which way? That way?
And I still need the information that I came here to get.
I'll give
Are
you
you going to help me with that?
Yep. Whatever you need outside.
All right. I need all your cards.
Yeah, come on.
And all of your names. So you're saying that you can just trespass people from public for no crime?
They don't
No
want you at
crime.
this location.
No crime. It doesn't matter what they want. I'm not breaking the
You
law.
have to leave, sir.
You going to help me get my information?
Absolutely.
So you're just going to violate my rights over a policy, right? That's fine.
And this right here is why we record. Without the camera, their version of events would have become the truth. This is what accountability really looks like: uncomfortable, confrontational, but absolutely necessary. The officers in this video may have forgotten their oath, but we can't forget ours: to stay alert, stand our ground, and defend the rights too many people take for granted. If moments like this aren't exposed, they'll keep happening quietly, hidden behind closed doors. Knowledge is power, and the camera is a weapon of truth. Always film. Always question. Always know your rights.